Hello YouTube, this is Charlie426, and today we have the review of the Gundam Converge EX20 or X20 Quin-Mantha figure. Now, this is mostly a test review because with my new part-time job, I cannot film anything in the morning anymore. So here we have another review of a Gundam Converge. This is the EX series, which usually involves mobile armors or special mobile suits, so I hope my viewers aren't confused because I remember getting some comments regarding why are Gundam Converge figures so small for their size or whatever. The EX series are the ones that are the expensive ones. These ones, like the small boxes, are very cheap. These are like $7 to $8, so yeah, I hope nobody gets confused anymore. Okay, for the Quin-Mantha, it's been a while since I bought this, but I believe I got mine for $35 or something around that price range. And actually, I'm very impressed. I have other Gundam Converge figures, EX series, but I haven't reviewed them yet. But this one seems to be the most like clean-looking one that I've bought so far. Alright, so anyway, let's get on to the review. Now, currently you can see my Quin-Mantha is missing an arm. I have no problem with mine. I did that on purpose to show you guys how the Converge figure comes. So I'm gonna put that aside and then show you guys like the box. Here's we have the front part, very menacing looking, and then the back side with more pictures, and the side parts. Now I always thought the way how you spell Quin-Mantha, I always thought it was Queen, as in for Queen and King, but turns out it was Quin. So yeah. All right. So the way how the Converge figure comes is usually when you buy the box, they don't come in like pre-built or sort of, but some assembly is needed. So the way how this comes in is that the legs, the main body, and the head comes in intact. So they come in as a single piece. So you can't actually divide these parts. I mean, you could try. There are some traces that you can divide them, but I'm not gonna risk anything in front of the camera. The way how the arm comes is that you have this entire arm, and then you have the side armor part, which is fine, and you can actually store the beam sabers into the arm as well, which is very nice. Now, usually, I could be wrong, but certain like mobile armors, these kind of beam saber effects or beam extra weapons usually comes as a Premium Bandai extra effect part add-on, but this one actually gives you the beam saber as well. So yeah, the way how this works is that you have the arm, you have the peg right over here, you just need to connect them. And the cables also line up pretty well, perfectly so. And then you attach the arm as so. Now, despite being on a peg, the arm is very stiff. You can hear the rubber, squeaking while I'm doing that. So yeah, as you can see, you can actually hold the beam saber as well. It's because you get two hands. Number one, you get a normal fist. The one I'm currently using is a normal. The left hand is using a fist. The other right hand is using the one that requires you to use on the beam saber. So here is that hand. But the way how you connect is that you have to pull out the bottom section and then reattach it like this, and then reattach the bottom section, and then you have a nice beam saber effect. This is actually the flat ones, or sort of, and then reattach. And then also on the arm itself, this works as a peg, so there's another hole. You have a peg, not rocket science. And that's how you usually connect the hands. Now currently I'm more used to using the right hand, so my left arm or hand is very stiff at the moment, so yeah. And on the back section we have two more pieces to like attach. Number one, we have the back skirt, and we have a good amount of like panel lining opportunities. As I mentioned at the start of the video, this one came out very clean because some mobile armor, some Gundam Converge figures, they come in a little bit messy. Sometimes the paint job could be a little bit iffy, or sometimes like there could be too much detail to the point where like the lines look very messy. But this one came out very clean, which is why I really love this one, despite this being a Zeon mobile armor. The back skirt plugs in very well. It's not too tight or not too loose. It's just the right amount. And then we have another T-shaped symbol, and we have a T-shaped peg. And here is the back section, and there's a good amount, once again, more panel lining opportunities. We have the NZ000, we have a Xeon symbol, and more panel lining. And on the bottom section, we have a good amount of detail. Well, for a Converge figure, we have all the, well, they might not look like it, but I believe these are the funnels. And all you need to do is connect, and there you go. Now I'm not gonna do too much crazy panel lining because sometimes I like the way how these are, but maybe the back section I'm thinking of doing some of them. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, as I mentioned, or I've mentioned before in my Gundam Converge reviews, you buy these Gundam Convergers are like more like collectible figures. They're like candy toys, so you don't actually buy them for the gimmicks. There's no articulation. I'm just gonna say that. Granted, you could, if you can, I mean, you can spin around the arm, but that's pretty much it. For this one, the head doesn't really move as well because the way how this works is that, yeah, the neck joint is connected to the head, and as you can see, you can detach certain parts like this, even though it doesn't really come like that. I might need to glue this one on because I don't want that happening again. But yeah, and the eyes are very, like, they actually are like clear pieces on the top. On the inside, there seems to be a sticker on the inside, but the outside, it's a purple clear plastic piece. So once again, if you're a big fan of collecting small Gundam figures, and if money isn't an issue, I really suggest to find this one as well. It's one of the really nice looking ones as well. I haven't tried the Psycho Gundams yet because I don't have one, but I am willing to get one pretty soon. And if you want to see how the prices spike up now, recently I was able to order or buy a Gundam Converge full armor Gundam from the Thunderbolt version for $35. According to a friend who was living outside of Korea, told me that he's looking at prices that goes up to even $100. So you can see there's like a big spike up. And if you're kind of curious regarding the height of this, it's around 10 centimeters. Here's one next to a typical HG kit. You can see there is like a good amount of height difference, and here is a typical Gundam Converge figure. So you can see you can see the height difference. So once again, if you're interested, there's always the simple $7 Gundam Convergers. But if you also want to get more stuff, you can always go for the EX series that contains like special mobile suits or also mobile armors. Anyway, that's pretty much it for the review of the Gundam Converge EX20 Quin-Mantha. Hopefully this review was helpful to others. If you guys got any questions or requests, leave a comment below. I still have more kits and figures to buy and review, so please stay tuned. Until then, see you guys next time!